Hi Liz, it's a pleasure to have you with us this afternoon to talk to us about pastoral care. For the next few moments, I think it will be really great just to get an introduction into you, for those of us who don't know you, what pastoral care looks like in the life of the church, but also what that specifically means for us as life group leaders as well.
Okay, so my name is Liz Jevons, and I've been part of this church for getting on for 30 years. And most of that time I've been involved in pastoral care. um, so, in the biggest sense of the word, in pastoral care in the church, we come from the basis that it's a grassroots thing, and it's best done when people who know each other look out for each other. So the big picture is that we want everybody in the church to feel that there are people in the church that they know, that they can turn to, that will support them. But we also understand that sometimes people's needs are bigger than that. And so myself and Claire and Nigel run a team of about, I think it's about 10 of us, who do specific pastoral care work like hospital visits, popping in to see people that are housebound because of illness or because of a new baby, or we do some mentoring work and just generally keeping an eye on the health of people in leadership in the church and people who carry weight. But we also know that the life groups are a very significant part of looking after each other. It's a great place to get to know each other better, and we know that a lot of the pastoral work gets done within the life groups. So we're looking for life group leaders to understand what pastoral care is and what it isn't, but also to know that they are supported, they're not alone. We've had a few times when a particular life group has had a lot of stuff going on. Several families in the life group have got needs, and we've realised that the life group leaders have just become overwhelmed with trying to look after it. And so it's important that they know they're not alone, that really there is more there for them. There's somewhere they can turn to. It's great when they pick up on it and deal with it and help, but it's also not a place where it has to stop. There's other resources for them.
Absolutely, because my experience of pastoral care has been when we've had children. So we've had meals come through, and people check up on myself and Yaz, and but we're also experiencing life groups where there's been maybe a death in the family and they need more compassionate care, or where there's been maybe some difficulty as well. So it's really great to know that us as life group leaders, we have a responsibility to look after the team, but there is support there as well.
And that's important to know. And I when I talk about pastoral care at DNA, I like to use the quote that Jesus said about it's the way that we look after and love each other that is a witness to the world that of him. And so actually to do it well is a good witness.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're aiming for. And we don't want people to get burnt out or overwhelmed in the doing of it, which people that have got soft hearts can do. They can't really get burnt out.
I mean, that's a really good point. Maybe it leads us on to the next question in terms of, when you are leading a team of 12 people with different lives or different families, and it can become overwhelming at times. So what are the signals, or what are the things that we should look out for as life group leaders for when we should reach out to your team and have you guys support us?
Right, so I think it's, to start with, it's important that life group leaders realise they facilitate a life group, but it doesn't all rest on them.
Brilliant.
So
excellent,
it's important that actually every member of the life group takes responsibility for everybody else in the life group.
Fantastic.
So it's not all just the life group leaders that have to do everything. So that's really good if they can get hold of that. But I think if they see need in their group which is too big or too ongoing, so if you've got somebody in the life group who, as we've had in the past, have had ongoing cancer treatment, it can become very wearing on a small group of people to do the visits on a regular basis, or to do the meals on a regular basis. So we're there for that if they want to reach out to us to help them in that kind of thing.
Brilliant,
We've had situations where we've had a life group where there was a couple of babies and a house move all within a very short space of time. Just too much, Well, you don't have to be the only people that are doing this. Reach out. But also there's things so that's volume, but then there's also depth, and there's things that come up in people's lives that actually pastoral care is not enough. It's needed, but it's not enough. And so, if you've got a couple where there's problems in their marriage, you don't expect life group leaders to be equipped to deal with that. So reach out. We've got people like Claire and Nigel spend quite a bit of time with people working with marriages, but we've also got the counselling team, we've got the deeper prayer ministry. They're all places people can go for extra help. It doesn't have to be just the life group leaders that pick up the tab.
That's fantastic, and I think that's one of the reasons why we're having this session is to kind of maybe open that up, just to know that we are supported. There are cases as well where we've had people that have had difficult pasts, so maybe people that have had some sort of addiction, and sometimes the life group leaders aren't equipped to manage that or to deal with that. So again, knowing that there are resources that we could tap into is really great. But at the first point of call, there is a level of pastoral care that takes place at the life group leader level. So you have a course.
Yes. Indeed. Right. So the course will be running on the 9th of Feb and the 9th of March, so both Saturdays.
Cool.
And it will be 9:30 to 1 here at Skylark. And the idea is that we equip life group leaders with some more pastoral skills.
Fantastic.
So it's wider than just life group leaders, but specifically it would be great if the life group leaders could come along. The idea is that we'll be teaching some basic listening skills. So I was talking to a couple only last week, and they realised that they didn't know how to listen. They wanted to fix, they wanted to intervene and interject, and actually just sitting and listening to somebody was what the person wanted. They kept being told, "You're not listening to me," and actually to have somebody know how to do the listening is good. So part of the course will be about listening skills. It will also be about self-care, so about not being overwhelmed by looking after too many people. And as I say, people that have got a soft pastoral heart can easily get overwhelmed. It'll be about limits of the limits of ability to deal with things. So what is it you can deal with, and knowing when you've gone beyond that.
That's really important.
And how to refer on when it's up too much. It's about confidentiality. It's about a little bit about supervision, not in the organised way, but when you've heard something or you've been involved in something that's been hard to cope with, where do you go to help you work that through? Or when it touches something of your own, where do you go? So there's that in there as well. So we're going to cover a multitude of different things. It should be fun, it'll be interactive. It was not all going to be teaching from the front. And I've got a friend coming from Norwich to help who loves to do this sort of teaching.
Oh, amazing.
So I think it would be 2 good mornings.
Fantastic. We're really focusing on leadership development and equipping ourselves because we've got a growing church and it's a great, thriving place to be. So I think all of those skills are definitely needed for all of us. So Liz, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. And I'm sure, if not all of us, we'll get to that course. God bless you, Liz. Thanks so much.
You're very welcome.
So how can we get to you? If we need to reach out, how do we get to you? How does someone, what's the process of reaching out to you?
Right. Well, so my email address is liz.jevons@skylarkchurch.com, and my mobile number is on the WhatsApp group, not the WhatsApp.
Church Suite.
Church Suite.
Awesome.
Claire and Nigel the same. So we're probably the first place to come, and then we will be able to signpost. Unless it's specifically Sue Gibson for prayer.
Yeah.
That whatever. But general pastoral stuff, it's Nigel, Claire, and myself.
Awesome. Thanks again, Liz.
You're very welcome.
Take care.